Okay, I've had a couple of inquiries about how to adapt the monitor to fit onto the scope or onto a weaver rail, and it's can be quite difficult to do, um, depending upon where you want to have your monitor mounted. This is what you normally get in the kit. There's the monitor. This one is a 5-inch one, high resolution. You'll get a couple of different mounts and a loose power lead. Now, this suction cup mount is of little use, so that can go to one side, and you're left with this standard one, which clips onto the back of the monitor like so. Now, if you want to mount it on top of the scope, it's not too bad. If you want to put it to the side, then it's a little more difficult. So what I used to do was to stick these in place. I'd cut the top off the mount, leaving a flat surface there, and I would stick it to the underside of the foot. But been looking at other people's work and seen that there's probably a simpler way to do it, and basically it's this. First thing to do is to remove the sticky pad that comes on the bottom. It's no good for sticking it on in a shooting situation, so that can go into the bin as well. And you're left with a flat foot, which somehow you need to attach to a scope mount. Now, what I normally use is a high weaver base mount, and the method that I've seen makes a lot more sense because it's simpler to do. So what we do is take the top part of the scope mount, just put it in place like that onto the foot of the monitor, and drill through the two mounting holes so that you've got a clearance hole for the screws, and that would be a hole of about 4.5 to 5 millimeters. So here's one that's already done, and this will now fit nicely onto the lower part of the scope mount. Just nip that up. Now this will give plenty of clearance for fitting it above the scope. If you drill the holes a little bit larger than I have, it does make it easier to line them up. Right. Okay. So now that goes on to the monitor, and you can see that there is ample space for it to sit above the scope. Now, if you want it to sit on the left hand side, which is what I generally prefer, the swivel will let you do that. But what you then find is that the foot of the monitor mount fouls the side of the monitor, and it will mean that the monitor is always facing slightly away from the scope, which makes it a bit more difficult to see. But it is possible to alter that. On these mounts, on this particular one, and others are similar, the mounting arm is screwed to the base. There's a little tiny posi head screw in there. We can remove that, rotate the base 180 degrees, replace it, tighten up the screw again, and now when we turn it, we've got quite a bit more movement available, and so that will sit on the side of the scope, and you can have it angled out, in, up or down as you like, depending upon your shooting position. So that is the way that I now suggest that that's how I'm going to be doing mine in the future, and it certainly makes for a quicker and simpler way of doing it. Hope it helps you.